I think wealth dynamics as a profiling system and a way of understanding more about yourself is, I think, is really good, and I think that it's been very helpful for me. I also think that it's powerful for women. And what I've noticed in retreats and coaching that I've done with women is that I'm laughing because if you say, you know, give me a list of all your weaknesses and all your strengths, most women will do a really healthy list of weaknesses and reluctantly come up with a few strengths, which is completely the opposite for men who, you know, on coaching situations where I've worked on, again, great list of strengths and really struggle to come up with weaknesses, which we laugh. I'm laughing about it now. And what's great about wealth dynamics is that immediately you've got a language where it's not about being strong and weak, it's really about where it's best to focus yourself. So for example, it really helps you to understand when you see yourself in this kind of cycle. Are you somebody who's really good at getting things going, starting things from scratch? And if you're really clear about what you're good at, then you become present to what you're not good at. So it's much easier to own your strengths, and it becomes less of an issue about what you're weak at. Sometimes, you know, I feel threatened by people who have a skill area that they don't have and they feel threatened. But if you're really clear about what you're good at, you actively have to seek out the strengths and the qualities that you don't have, and you have to have them in others. So you might express that as telling somebody that, you know, what you can count on me for, what my great skill is bringing a group of people together, creating a team, making sure that the team bonds very well, that the relationships are really good. And so that's what you can count on me for, having a really cohesive team. What's not a good use of me, and that's a great way of expressing it, what's not a good use of me is making sure all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted. And so what I would do in a team is I would look for people with the skills that I haven't got, bring them into the team. So I end up with a strong team and have all bases covered. When somebody talks to you in that kind of a way, you think, brilliant, great, you know, they're honest. I don't feel, gosh, I've got somebody who's good at this and not good at that. I feel I've got somebody who knows who they are, and whether they, I mean, I'm not talking about you expressing yourself to other people in a wealth dynamics language by saying I'm a Lord profile, therefore. But, you know, once you're in a group of people where you all know your profiles, you can use that language. But it's a way of understanding where your skill area is, and in your own language you tell people what they can count on you for and what's not a good use of you. I just think it cuts through to the chase and makes it so much easier. And as I say, for women who inherently are not so good at admitting where they're good and much more adept at identifying their weak areas and honestly owning them, which is a good trait. But I think it's time now for women to be strong and to say, you know what, this is what I'm good at. And I think wealth dynamics is a very supportive language for everybody, but particularly for women, in truly understanding and owning and sharing where they're great and where they not so much need help, but don't ask me to do it, it's not the best use of me. And that's a way of expressing how they can focus on what they're best at.